This Super Bowl 54 prop bets and picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your home for the Super Bowl. Use the promo code SGP and get up to $1,000 in free bets. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP to play, win, and get paid at MyBookie. We're also brought to you by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app now and enter code SGP during signup. For a limited time, all new users will get a free shot at $1 million with your first deposit. That's code SGP and get a free shot at $1 million with your first deposit only at DraftKings. We're also brought to you by Ace Per Head. Ace is the leader in pay-per-head providers, and they make it super easy to start your own sportsbook. Plus, Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by PropSwap. PropSwap is America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Go to PropSwap.com to find better odds than your local sportsbook. Plus, when you use the promo code SGP, you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's PropSwap.com, promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is #1 in men's below-the-belt grooming. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SGP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code SGP. We're also brought to you by Vincero Watches. These exceptionally crafted timepieces are truly stunning. See for yourself over at vincerowatches.com. Plus, if you use our promo code SGP, you'll get 15% off the already affordable watches and free shipping. vincerowatches.com, promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Books. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and the Books Co. has you covered with a variety of beautifully styled bouquets, sweet treats, plants, gifts, and succulents. Blooms starting at only $39. That's BOUQS.com/SGP. Use promo code SGP and get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com/SGP for 25% off. Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I am Sean. Almost had an aneurysm stacking that money green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer.
What everyone didn't see was you calmly finish the pre-roll, just get up, not say a word, walk over to the refrigerator, crack open a beer, sit down, and then let out a yelp. Just a Super Bowl yelp.
Oh, Super Bowl! You know what? Fuck it, Ryan. We're just doing it now. I don't care about your levels. Here it comes. Super Bowl 54 song. It's a Super Bowl, and it's happening on Sunday. We got a lot of bets. We got dips and chips. Yeah. We got a taco guy coming over who also does burritos. Dip. I got my dip. I got 7-layer dip. I got citrus skull dip. My mouth will be a cavalcade of flavors, tastes, and vices. And oh my God, my brain is stimulated. It's firing it off. The left to the right. There's props. There's unders. There's overs. There's parlays. There's picks. There's props. Oh my God, I'm too stimulated right now with all the action for Super Bowl 54. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, I love you. It's awesome, and it's why America rocks and all the other countries suck because they don't have a Super Bowl. Yeah, and the Super Bowl is actually on Fox, so we get to hear the Super Bowl Fox theme song. Yeah. Went patriotic, Ryan.
That was patriotic.
Whew.
The Super Bowl is very patriotic.
It is. It's everything that's awesome about America. Gluttony, getting super wasted.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Well, that should have been first, Sean. This
Gambling,
is a gambling podcast.
Gambling, football, guys hurting each other, slamming
Guys,
into each other
gluttony.
for the battlefield.
Yeah.
Spuds McKenzie, he was a part of the Super Bowl way back in the day. I miss me some Spuds.
It's all about the G's. Guys, gluttony, gambling, and gluten.
Oh, yeah, Ryan.
Lots of gluten on Sunday.
A tremendous amount of gluten will be consumed.
Actually, the taco guy's probably going to have corn tortillas, Sean.
Breaking news. Ryan Soy Boy Kramer,
Uh-oh.
This is your first Super Bowl in the Soy Boy era. Will you be consuming meat during the celebration?
primarily soy. This is a holiday.
Okay, but Ryan, are you gonna? You gotta eat meat. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not having a guy come to my house, set up a little taqueria, make tacos for everyone else, and not eat them. What am I? I mean,
Well, there'll be some veggie tacos.
Talk about the insurgents. Talk about anti-American. That would be, hey, taco guy. I don't know his name. I was gonna use just some generic Mexican name. I'm not gonna go there because I don't think it's I think his name's Angel, actually. Very generic. I'm not gonna be like, hey, I got this soy rizo in the kitchen. You mind throwing this on the grill?
He would slap you across the face.
I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna enjoy some pork. I'm gonna enjoy some beef. I'm gonna enjoy some chicken. I'm gonna eat everything.
What the fuck?
If there's one thing, and this may be too much information for the younger audience, the squeamish, maybe the ladies should close their ears. But one of my favorite rituals of Super Bowl Sunday, or really it's Super Bowl early Monday morning, is waking up at 3 a.m. and having to take a massive shit.
That is a disgusting act.
Come on, Kramer. This is a family-friendly podcast. Super Bowl.
Over under 2:12 a.m.
Yeah, you really got to be careful. I've thrown up multiple times from Super Bowls.
Sean, in my refrigerator right now on the other side of the studio, I have like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 pounds of 7-layer dip.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, we got the and funny too because
Madden would be proud.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
It's a very Los Angeles way to cater a party, but we are in fact having a taco guy come, and basically they come, they set up, and we're asking. He's like, "What do you want?" And we're like, what do you got? Whatever you need, my friend.
Tacos, burritos.
He's like, "You want burritos?" We're like, "Sure." He's like, "You want rice and beans?" Sure.
What could he throw out that you wouldn't want?
You want peppers and onions? Sure.
I'm still holding out hope for a chimichanga. I'm not gonna.
Nah, dude, that's not Mexican. Don't be disrespectful.
It's Tex-Mex.
Don't go down to someone else's country and wear your American flag tank top and your American flag bandana and just be American. Enjoy yourself, all right? Smoke a little weed.
Ryan, we're talking about our Super Bowl party that we're here. We'll be broadcasting live the pregame Periscope, 2:00 West Coast kick, 5:00 on the East Coast. Again, if you want some free merch, send in a photo of you watching at your Super Bowl party, the SGPN pregame Periscope. But of course, this podcast, all the Super Bowl content presented by MyBookie.ag. I'm getting a festive mood. Super Bowl 54 down in Miami. We're going to be breaking down our top 10 prop bets. Of course, giving out our lead pipe lock, our official pick for the Super Bowl, official score, side total. That will be closing out the podcast, but we got a bunch of prop bets to get to. And, of course, head over to MyBookie.ag. Use that prop builder. Little spoiler alert. A couple of the props
No, you didn't.
I have right now were not standard MyBookie props. The prop creator is up and running.
Is that legal?
It's ready for action.
Is that a legal maneuver?
Ryan,
Can we check with the lawyers?
it's all legal. Go to MyBookie.ag. Use that promo code SGP for up to $1,000 in bonus bets. It's a fiesta, baby. I don't think we've ever gotten to the end of that song, Ryan. I didn't.
So can we talk about how funny it is that song? I mean, do you think most people know where that song came from?
Well, I think it's probably a.
We're carrying on. Speaking of American traditions, we are carrying on the great American tradition of Girls Gone Wild. Sure, things took a turn for the worst. The business, I don't think, do they still exist? I don't think so.
Well,
right?
I think that the gentleman who owes Girls Gone Wild ran amok with some legal. Joe Francis had a little bit of legal trouble. So I don't know what the current state of Joe Francis is. I know he did some time. But, I don't think, civil, criminal, federal. So, yeah, basically
not going well.
Over $20 million in false deductions on his corporate tax returns in 2002 and 2003.
Seriously, guys, just like so.
Oh no, Francis's corporation GGW Brands filed for bankruptcy in February 2013. So
Listen, guys, you're about to listen to a show that's going to give you a whole shit ton of short-term investment advice.
Well, Ryan,
that's going to get you paid.
Real quick.
Pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Just pay your taxes.
that's great sound advice.
Everyone gets in trouble because they don't pay their taxes.
Well, a lot of people.
He's in jail now, right?
I think so, but then the bankruptcy.
Imagine this. All right, here's your decision tree. I can pay 33% of this money I won back to the government.
Do some deductions.
That
don't
sucks.
go
Yeah.
crazy.
Lots of expenses, lots of research. Time spent listening to this podcast. That's an expense, Sean.
Yes.
But the alternative is going to jail
I know. He was
and
living
literally
the life.
get potential for getting raped. So either way, you're getting raped.
Yeah.
That's the story here.
But keep it to your pocketbook. Keep it simple.
If you carry a pocket.
But he basically tried to commit or filed for bankruptcy because the Wynn was trying to seize his assets for his gambling debts. So Joe Francis, you got to listen to the Sports Gambling Podcast. As of 2015, he was reportedly living in Mexico with his girlfriend and their twin daughters. They're trying to extradite him. Doesn't look like it's happening. So it came full circle there for the Girls Gone Wild guy. The Super Bowl is interesting because it brings the casual sports fan, the person that doesn't know a lot about sports. They're hanging out at your party, and again, that's why you get the Super Bowl party sheet, the squares. You get them hooked up. We still have spots left in our squares pool. Send in a 5-star review. Contest at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. And we even opened it up. We're allowing 5-star reviews of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network feed or the College Experience feed. You can send those as well. Maybe double dip, increase your odds.
Sean?
Yes.
Shout out to Alan Cooley, friend of the podcast.
Yes, good dude.
He has 2 squares. You know how? He's left 2 reviews, one for the College Experience, one for the Sports Gambling Podcast. So,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Sounds a lot to me like there's multiple square potential. Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy.
Don't be American. America's about being blue collar.
Put in your work. You put in your work now. You get that 5-star review, and so you can relax on Sunday, the day of the Sabbath, the holy day that is Super Bowl Sunday. My wife just texted me before we were about to record this show.
No.
It's a good text.
Oh, okay.
Because it's funny. She was at yoga class today.
Okay.
And she texted me. She overheard this woman just talking to another woman in yoga class. Quote, I watched a documentary about this guy, Andrew Hernandez, and it really made me think twice about sports.
Fucking Andrew Hernandez, man.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
And to think, it all started with CTE.
Again, my wife thinks I'm crazy when I said everyone's out to get football. No, they're not out to get football. That was a frame job. That was a setup from the beginning. Much like Gritty, the world is out to get football, and I'm fighting back. Kramer, I just played the baby fucking whale drop. And one of the bets over at mybookie.ag, one of their special prop bets, it's not Super Bowl related, but the guy has won 6 Super Bowls. According to Dale and Keefe, 11 teams have indicated to the Brady camp that there is some interest.
Really?
3 of those teams are the Washington Redskins,
Okay.
the New York Jets,
Okay.
and the New York Football Giants.
Stop it.
One of the teams listed there as interested.
And
It's a big media market. His wife would love to be down in New York City. The fashion, the restaurant, perfect to. If you're living a completely soy lifestyle, you don't want to eat strawberries, you want to walk around Manhattan in your Ugg boots, New York City is the place, baby.
all rise.
He's reunited with special teams coordinator Joe Judge. Explain how excited you would be to welcome on Tom Brady. This, to me, could be the cherry
right, so let's
on
think
the
about this band.
FML
You
Tour
got-
Sunday.
You got Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady the lead singer? Freddie Kitchens is banging on the drums. Jason Garrett's off in the corner playing the bass that's not plugged in. And Joe
This
Judge
is really a super group.
Joe
for the
Judge's
FML
lead
Tour.
guitar.
Oh, and
I mean, Justin Fuente can't even stay. He's just like a stage manager now. That's
he's
how
a
bad it's
roadie.
got.
He's been demoted down to
No,
roadie.
for the record, I'm all in on Judge. I'm all in. I'm all in.
Rise.
I'm all in on whatever he wants to do. I think Giants next year. Look out, Sean.
Okay, I'm looking.
Any other horrible news you want to bring up to bring me down on this great day?
This let's get a little positive news, Ryan.
Okay.
We got lighters. We have official sports gambling podcast lighters. They're pretty awesome.
Nice.
Tweeted out a photo. If you're going to be in Las Vegas for the Super Bowl,
Yep.
hit us up at Gambling Podcast. We will give you. We'll tell you where Uncle Ruben, friend of the program, he will be walking around Las Vegas with a giant sack of Sports Gambling Podcast lighters. You have to meet him up in person. We'll tell you where he's going to be. Tweet us at Gambling Podcast. And, of course, March Madness.
Yeah.
If you're going to be at Las Vegas, we'll be there. We'll be hanging out.
It's not an if you're going to be there.
When you're going to be there.
Yeah, well, you should come because
Those
of us,
first
Sean.
2 days of March Madness, you should come to hang out with us. But really, you should come because it's, a gambling supernova. Basically, I shoot my wad here in the Super Bowl, and then I'm in a refractory period from Super Bowl until March Madness, loading up for another massive blow.
Busting out the aloe lotions, whole nine.
They got it all, baby. All right, we're really going to talk about the actual bets, but there's just so much around the Super Bowl lifestyle. Of course, we did a DFS picks podcast earlier in the week. Of course, we gave out our DraftKings lineups. And, of course, this podcast brought to you by DraftKings. Use that promo code SGP. Sign up today. New users get a shot at $1 million at Super Bowl Sunday. Again, Scott Tolzien not playing in the game, so you will not be screwed over by Scott Tolzien, much like I did when I lost $800,000. I was at $1 million. Got knocked down to $200,000. And on that $200,000, I paid my taxes, Ryan. I'm a good American. Hopefully you're burdened with a giant tax liability thanks to your huge win on DraftKings.com. Use that promo code SGP for a free shot at $1 million payday. End the season on a winning note. We're going to be giving out picks, props, but use some of these if you're stuck on the DFS, what to do in your DraftKings lineup. Don't be afraid to just look at the Super Bowl prop bets and see who's over, who's under. Let the market kind of give you some tips. Again, get that DraftKings app. Use the promo code SGP, minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
It's certainly more so than any game. Probably the easiest to figure out where the value is in DFS, just because – I mean, Vegas is setting these lines. By today, Wednesday, these prop lines are pretty tight. You see some variance from where they open, but they're pretty tight at this point. So if you're looking for value in DFS, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's not too crazy. It makes sense to it makes sense to like use the market to help you figure these things out when it comes to bets.
Sean, can we talk about the game a little bit?
Sure, Ryan. Let's talk about the game.
You're making small talk over here. I want to talk, and I know.
I don't, Ryan. I'm wearing all black. You're wearing all black because it's kind of a sad day.
It's a business trip.
It's a business trip. We're set to bury the bookie. We're both wearing all black. It's like a funeral, and we're gonna bury him with these awesome prop bets. All right, enough messing around. Let's get to it.
So as it's been a process, right? Probably started my prep work sometime midweek last week. We started recording Sunday. And as I've kind of continued to evolve and take this journey on the pre-game breakdown of this game, I've come across something pretty interesting. Now, I already was kind of on the Chiefs, mainly because I'm just anti-Jimmy Garoppolo, and I just refuse to believe that Big Red is going to lose to a guy that just – he looks worse than he looks better. So what I did was let's actually look at this Niners. Everyone wants to talk about how good this Niners defense is, how the Niners defense is going to be the reason they're going to slow down the Chiefs. They're going to get to Mahomes. All right. What kind of offense would you say the Kansas City Chiefs play?
Good
offense.
Yes.
They spread it out.
Spread. Yep.
They run a little read. What do they call them? RPOs, read options.
A little bit, yeah.
They do a little bit of that, but they use the running game horizontally to allow the passing game to stretch the team vertically, right? So I look around the NFL, and I'm like, there's other teams like this, maybe not as good, but similar offenses. Well, let's just stay in the division. First up, Cardinals. How did this Niners defense play against the Cardinals? A bad version of the Chiefs offense, right?
You're right. That's a great point.
Cardinals, 25 points at home, 26 points on the road. Granted, the Niners were able to score, but I'm not saying the Cardinals are the Chiefs. I'm saying that Kyler Murray and that offense, they ran a lot of similar concepts, and and just conceptually the offense itself that's how they wanted to attack the defense the same way. So I also, staying in the division, they played the Seahawks twice. Vertical passing game. They don't quite stretch the horizontal running game as much, but they have a quarterback with some wiggle in Russell Wilson.
Well, yeah, and sorry to interrupt, but Kyler Murray air raid, and then the Chiefs probably run a almost dialed back version of it. I mean, they're both Big 12 quarterbacks that ran a similar offense.
Both systems are designed to take advantage of the width of the field, 53 yards, to allow for exploitation vertically
Coach Leach
down
would
the
be
field.
proud.
The Seahawks, not so much. This is more of a stretch, but I'm using it because Russell Wilson likes to stretch the field and is able to with a shitty offensive line because he has a decent running game and he has legs that make him mobile. 27 points, 21 points. So my point is to say that the 49ers held no one that plays this kind of offense under 3 touchdowns. This Chiefs team is light years ahead of both of the teams we just talked about in terms of offensive explosiveness. I had this moment last night when I was digging around in this stuff where I was like, that's it. I'm done. There's no more information to dig through. This is it. I am now convinced that is the matchup this game that will dictate this game. Stay tuned for my score prediction later. But and I'm kind of happy because my props along the way have kind of told a similar story because I do think that there are going to be points. But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there because I think the Cardinals is a really good comp for a way a team could put up some points. And granted, there was some garbage time there, but I think we could see some similar concepts give the 49ers trouble. And like we've been talking about, the secondary for the 49ers is great because they have a great pass rush. We've seen, last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to go deep. And for whatever reason, LaFleur was running out his fucking stupid run. But the opportunities were there, and that is the weakness of these DBs. They are not lockdown guys. And I think –
well, look at that
let me close the point. I think what we'll see – because I even went – Sean, we, of course, have the game tape. We have the All-22. So I went back and looked, and I saw – something because everyone's talking about this, right? Cover 3. Do you know what the 49ers did against the Cardinals a bit? More than any other team. That's just anecdotal, but I watched the film for the two. They were playing a lot more man, and that was how Kyler Murray was able to beat them. And I'm wondering if that's a similar thing that we may see. So anyway, long story short, the Cardinals showed the Chiefs how to do it. I think the Chiefs do it better. Lots of points coming. A couple other similar comparisons. This Kansas City offense, they're playing in dome-like conditions. That Saints game where the 49ers did win, but they also let up 46 points. And, don't you see some similarities in the Saints offense and this Kansas City offense? Throwing the ball a ton, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill. I would make the argument that Kansas City actually has a better defense. And as far as comps, what I've been looking at, I've been comparing this 49ers team to the Ravens. Oh.
And very similar, right? It's set up with the play action. The tight ends are involved heavily, and the Titans beat the Ravens, and then the Chiefs beat the Titans, and the Chiefs also beat the Ravens in the regular season. So feels like we're leaning to the Chiefs, Ryan. We'll save that for our official pick there at the end. One thing we haven't talked a ton about is the coaching matchups, right? To me, I'm huge check mark in Andy Reid's favor. The experience, we gave out the stats, his history.
Is it a huge check mark?
It's a huge check mark for me. I think it's a big difference. Just an experience as a head coach, his history coming off the bye. I think that really helps them. This little nugget, And Patrick Mahomes doesn't seem like a guy who
Showtime Mahomes.
who really has a bone to pick, an axe to grind. But Kyle Shanahan, they basically passed on Patrick Mahomes for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
So I
Think
think
he knows about that?
I'm sure he knows about that, but also I think it says Kyle Shanahan has some. He's a great play caller, great schemer of plays, but maybe not a great leader of men. That's really going to be tested in this Super Bowl week, and I give that edge to Andy Reid. I give that. It just feels like the Chiefs are due, and if that didn't sell you on the fact that the Chiefs are just due, the AFC is just due.
Oh, here we go.
If the Chiefs win this Super Bowl, the all-time score between the AFC and the NFC will be tied at exactly 27.
His symmetry.
It's perfect symmetry, Ryan. It's perfect symmetry. All right, we will officially start our countdown here to our top 10 prop bets. Want to give a shout out though before we do. Books. BOQUS.com. My favorite flower delivery company. Honest to God, I was a Books guy before. I'm going to continue to be a Books person. I'm glad that Books decided to sign on the podcast. My wife, Ryan, as you know, kind of a hippie, vegetarian, very into environment. Books, they do it the right way. They got eco-friendly farms, sustainable growing practices. When you order the flowers, and they're great flowers too. It's not your just normal, hey, 12 roses, whatever. Like they have really unique arrangements, very colorful. Here's the thing. Valentine's Day coming up. Perfect time to get books for your lady or your secretary, your side piece. If you're whatever you're involved in, or hey, you're a girl, listen to this. You got Galentine's Day. I know that's popular now. Hit the gal pal up. Maybe they just went through a breakup. Perfect time to hit them with some books. The flowers are
To die for.
they're to die for, and that's BOUQS. Little throws you off there a little.
Do
bit,
that
but
again, Sean. I missed that.
BOUQS.com. Promo code SGP. Get 25% off your order. Sweet treats, plants, gifts, succulents, blooms starting at $39. Again, check them out. They're really doing good stuff. And the flowers are great. But really, Valentine's Day coming up. Perfect time to get your flowers. But why not surprise your wife, girlfriend with a, hey, football's over. Here's some flowers. Lay some groundwork for the 2020 NFL season. Hey, I'm going to not talk to you for 9 hours a day on Sunday. I'm making up for it already. A post Super Bowl flowers thing, complete surprise, and I think we'll give you a lot of leeway. So BOUQS.com. Books, baby. Promo code SGP.
Couple things. Flowers, it operates like a bank account system, so you can get positive credit. Secondly, if you live in the Los Angeles area or anywhere that Ryan Seacrest is on the air, just be careful if someone calls you offering free roses. That's a trap. You need to head over to Books.
Books, baby.
All right, what are we doing?
What are we doing, Ryan?
Do we talk about the game now more?
Yeah, I think this is a perfect game time. We've given out props throughout the whole thing.
Oh my God, so many props.
And we're gonna print a list of all of our. I think we'll get it up to 54 total prop bets. We'll put that up over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com in case you missed a couple or you weren't writing them down. But let's get to it. Give me, and for me they're in no particular order, but give me your number 10. Let's start things off.
I kind of just threw them in no order at all, actually.
Yeah,
so
same.
somewhat chronological order, but this one happens to be a national anthem prop. Look, I'm not the only guy on the internet that did the research, but do you want to hear Demi Lovato's last, or I could only find 5 times that she sang the national anthem.
Give it to me, Ryan.
2008. Thanksgiving, Thursday, minute 53 seconds. 2011, Game 5 of the World Series, minute 49 seconds. 2012, Game 4 of the World Series, minute 50 seconds. 2015, Game 4 of the World Series, minute 58 seconds. 2017, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. This was at a spectacle. This was a show. This is the reason she went over. She was inside. It was nice.
Perfect
it was
weather.
cozy in a ring. The bright lights were on her. It's not a big open air stadium. I think this number is absolutely incorrect at 123.5. You can get the under for plus 105. But, Sean, for our clients, they deserve more than plus 105.
Ooh, you're going big dog.
She has not gone over a minute 58 seconds, but once in her singing career
Jesus
on the
Christ,
stage,
it's
and
a lock.
never outside. Give me under a. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here. I can either go 121.5, so 2 minutes, 1 second and a half under for plus 155. I was thinking go real big for the clients and go 1 minute, 59.5 seconds under plus 210.
Really?
That's the bet.
So wait, essentially,
I'm
1
taking
minute 59.
Under 1 minute, 59.5 seconds plus 210 odds.
That's plus 210.
Plus 210. She's only gone over that once. And like I said, it was in an arena. It was for a fight. There were bright lights. It felt like a concert. She couldn't control herself. And remember, she will have her mic on a stand. That's a bet I gave out earlier in the week. So now I'm a little worried if she doesn't have the stand and she's walking around.
Will there be a flyover? Traditionally, there's a flyover. Do they have the roof closed in Miami?
They can't close the roof.
I think they have a retractable, or they have some sort of tarp thing. But yeah, it does feel like there's going to be a. That's the only thing I'm worried
it's
about.
a dome, it doesn't matter. It's still a big stadium. The logic really is just she's only gone over once, only once.
Yeah, it looks like they can cover it. I don't think they will. It doesn't look like the weather's going to be an issue. That would be my only concern about taking the under in the national anthem is a flyover. They kind of hold on the,
Just the timing thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
Ryan, my first prop bet. Playing the dog sound effect because this is at plus 156.
No.
Feels kind of like a random price point. Because I went into the prop creator over at MyBookie. Blake Bell, 2 receptions, gets it done, plus 156. Blake Bell's stats. So the guy, sure, he only has 10 catches the entire season, but they're backloaded. Okay, they're backloaded. In the past 5 games, he's hit it 3 out of the 5 times. Okay, and 3 of the 5 times he's had 2 catches. The other one he had 1 catch. Last game he had 0 catch. He's going to regress back to the mean. That's 2 catches, baby. Give me Blake Bell, 2 receptions, plus 156. Feels right. And it's just
was that a prop? That was the prop builder, huh?
Yeah, that was the prop builder.
Well done, Sean.
Well, because it was tough. I couldn't find his actual over/under on a number of receptions. I'm guessing it's right at 1. But yeah, give me 2 receptions at plus 156 for Blake Bell. He's the fun, random, weird tight end it's just gonna be fun to root for that guy. As a fellow, unathletic white tight end, I feel a kindred spirit with Blake Bell. Maybe he's athletic. He's in the NFL. He's probably more athletic than me. I don't know if I'm definitely gonna give that up, but yeah, Blake Bell, baby. Kramer, what is your next Super Bowl prop bet?
Super Bowl. Let's go to the opening kickoff, Sean. You know I used to be a huge fan of taking the under. It used to be like 20.5, maybe 21.5 yard line the team's going to start on.
Well, this was
pre-rule change.
Pre-touchback.
Now, opening kickoff is a touchdown or a touchback. Sorry, minus 190. Done. This one, again, maybe I should have done a deep dive on Shanahan and his nerdy ass kicking stuff. By the way, you were bringing this up earlier, Shanahan versus Reed, and you're saying major check mark for Reed. The thing you're not taking into account, Sean, is the Kyle Shanahan revenge angle. What people don't know, and I might be breaking this to the world, that kid standing behind Andy Reid in line in the pump, pass, and kick, staring right at his giant ass. That's Kyle Shanahan.
No.
Right after the event, he put Kyle Shanahan in a locker Kyle Shanahan is cheese from old school in this analogy. I absolutely, I'm with you. But back to the point, opening kickoff will be a touchback. I don't think anyone's going to get cute there, right?
No, you're in a dome.
You don't want to give Kansas City a return opportunity, and Kansas City always
or any
kicks
sort
the
of
team.
momentum, right? And yeah, I don't think. I think it's going to be a touchback. These things always are. First crossover prop. The first crossover sports prop that I've thrown out. This is, again, MyBookie. They have some of these fun crossover ones. Damian Williams
So many of them.
Minus 5.5 receiving yards against Zach LaVine points against the Raptors.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I think what's happening is they're expecting people to look at Zach LaVine's points per game, which are usually pretty. I think he's in the 20s for the entire season. However, against the Raptors, in the 2 games he's played the Raptors, only a combined 31 points. He's averaging 15.5 points per game against the Raptors. Damian Williams' receiving a yard line is set at 29. Do the math, baby. There is a nice amount of wiggle room. If Zach LaVine gets 20 points, which would be 4.5 points over his average, you only need 26 from Damian Williams, and his over-unders at 29.5. I also like Damian Williams over receiving yards, but against Zach LaVine points, I think there's even more value.
Yeah. I didn't even mess around.
I have a gambling boner right now.
I'm impressed you even went there. I'm impressed you went
I normally don't mess with a ton of these, but I was looking through the whole sheet, and I see Zach LaVine points, and in my head I'm like, what? And I was curious. I'm like, what are his points? What are they against specifically the Raptors? Also, it's Super Bowl Sunday. How hard can these guys be playing?
Well, the game. That's one way to look at it. My turn?
Yes.
Sammy Watkins. I think I threw out some Sammy Watkins props earlier in the week. I liked his over 3.5 receptions. I'm going to add to that. I'm going to tell you that Sammy Watkins is going to have plus 5.5 yards versus Deebo Samuel for minus 105.
Ooh.
I do think
we seem to be out on Deebo Samuel as a podcast.
I just think Deebo is not the guy that's going to beat the Chiefs. I think it's Emmanuel Sanders. I think
Emmanuel
it's George
Sanders,
Kittle.
and then I think we also threw that out when we were talking 49ers on yesterday's podcast. They're all kind of merging together, but the research really shows that the Chiefs struggle against the slot.
The slot? How's the slot?
And and that's kind of what San Francisco excels at. So maybe there is some value in Bourne. I've stayed away from him in general, but yeah, I'm not high on Samuel in this matchup. I think Kittle, he's the guy. Sanders, that's where you want to look to.
Yeah.
Kramer, for my next prop.
Give it to me.
San Francisco, total rush yards. Under 137.5, minus 120. I think this is kind of a game flow thing. I think they're not going to run maybe as much as people think. I think Kansas City is really going to dominate time of possession, limit San Francisco's 49ers, or limit the 49ers' time of possession, kind of limit what they're good at. And if you look, the last 3 games in the regular season, all of those games have gone under 137.5. Now, the 2 playoff games, the 49ers went over that, but I think the last 3 games in the regular season, all under, and I think that's kind of what happens here for the game, and just kind of what I see going game script overall. So, yeah, give me under 137.5.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. I guess that is one of the ones I picked, but to be different, Sean.
Yeah, mix it up.
Another way you could play this. Now, I think you still play this. Like, my recommendation is play this. But if you want to play this from a different angle, the Chiefs to have more rush yards, plus 49.5. So Chiefs plus 49.5
and their rush yards
versus
total.
the 49ers.
Yeah, I like that.
That's an interesting way to play this. I'm kind of more in the camp of playing the under 137 because I don't want to have to rely on the Chiefs also getting rushing yards because I think there's going to be a lot of passing here. But that's another way to play that. So, yeah, I check it off the list. That felt – I was surprised I didn't throw it out on the previous show, but that feels very much like a lock, right?
Yeah. What do you got next, Ryan?
Well, that was it. I'm going to bounce
okay.
right back to you. Yeah, I can't not pick that one. That's one of my favorite ones. I'm down on it already.
You got down. You went over to mybookie.ag. Got ready to go. We're talking tons of props. Perfect time to mention PropSwap.com, America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Again, you may not be in a state where it's legal yet to do it at a casino, but you may be able to actually buy someone else's betting ticket. That's right. You buy and sell real sports betting tickets just like the stock market, except it's fun. It's exciting. It's tied to the NFL. This week, a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl ticket with a collect amount of $2,800 sold on PropSwap for $1,500. Those odds, minus 115 for the buyer. Better money line odds than you'll get at a lot of sportsbook this time of year. And get that sweet 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So you have $100 left on your debit card, Ryan, but you need more action. You want more action. Head over to PropSwap, deposit that $100, and you got $200 to spend buying someone else's betting ticket. They're hedging. They're trying to get out of their bet. You're getting in on it. I think maybe we should get together, Ryan. Head over to PropSwap.com. Maybe get us some MVP bet, a Chiefs bet. We'll have to see what is going on over at PropSwap.com because they have a ton of betting tickets you can buy. PropSwap.com, promo code SGP, void where prohibited.
There's no such thing as too much action.
I know. It really
on the Super Bowl.
I've just from a logistics point of view, normally I'm not usually a handwritten guy, but I have so many bets. What I'll do is I have the Super Bowl Squares printout sheet. Again, you can get yours over at sgpn.io/SV Squares. Print out your own if you're running one with your friends and stuff at the party. And then I'll fold that up and then I'll handwrite and pen all my different bets because I don't want to. I don't want to be on my phone. If I'm on my phone, I'm like checking Twitter or posting on Instagram.
Not only that, you can make the cheat sheet and you can start crossing them off. So you can focus in. You make sure you're laser focused on the action that's needed.
Because Ryan, you had given out a lot of bets that you said would cash in the first half. Wouldn't even have to worry about them. And so yeah, that would be nice just to clear off your sheet, put a little green check mark there. So, all right, I'm up next.
You're up, Sean.
Travis Kelce.
Oh.
Will have at least, again, this is a custom MyBookie prop builder, at least 119 receiving yards.
Wow.
Guess what that's priced at?
All right. 350.
Close. 313. I was really, he's done it, I think 2 or 3 times at least this season. I think this is a Kelce game. I've been kind of leaning into that. The more I look at it, the more I research it, the more Kelce makes sense. 119 yards, very doable for him. And again, it could be in a win or a loss. Like if somehow 49ers get up big, they're playing catch up. They're going to be sitting back in a prevent.
Yeah.
Who are you going to dump it to on the middle? Kelce.
Is it?
If they're sitting back trying to avoid Tyreek Hill on the deep ball, who's going to pick them apart over the middle? Kelce. So I love that. At plus 313, 119 receiving yards, that's very doable. I don't think this is a first half cash, Ryan, like you've thrown out there. But this
Have confidence, man.
This is one I really like. And his reception prop I like as well. I've seen that at either over 6 or it's set at 6, over minus 130. You could even some places I think have it at like 5.5, or maybe in the prop builder you can tweak it down to get it to like over 5.5 minus 170. I like a big receiving yards game. And so yeah, I'm loading up on some
onions, Sean.
Kelce.
Onions.
Well, you got to have some of these.
Just so we're clear, that was your 4th or 5th?
I've given out 4 prop bets.
Okay,
right?
so I have also given out 4. My next one, largest lead of the game, over 16.5 points.
Really?
Plus 110.
Oh my God!
6.5.
16.5.
So you think there's going to be you're seeing blowout potential?
I just think both of these teams have been involved in games where they've had a lead of 17 points or they've been down 17 points.
Chiefs
or
I
both
think,
in the same game.
like
so,
the Texans, yeah.
I'm playing props around the idea there will be variance. So I'm going to want to get on the side of this where there's plus odds because I feel like this is a bit of a sucker bet, but I also like just go look at go look back. I mean, I even think have the 49ers, the 49ers won by 17 in both their playoff games.
Yep.
The Chiefs tick this in both as well.
Yeah, I think you
They did.
I think this is going to be, I don't know. It does seem like the margin of victory is going to be more than 6. I think we were talking about that prop last time. The more I think about it, and I came up with the final score here that we'll reveal at the end of the podcast, but I do see it kind of being over 6. And if you think it's going to be a 10-point game, the fact that one team's up 17, that makes sense. I see some logic there, Ryan.
Well, yeah.
This prop you're going to give me shit for, but I'm all in on this gentleman for the San Francisco 49ers.
George Kittle?
No, it's tough to find his rushing yards because The market knows. They're holding back. The market knows that Coleman isn't going to have a huge impact
okay.
on the game.
Let's talk
so
about this one.
they're pulling back the Matt Breida prices. So it's tough to find the Matt Breida over rushing yards. Right now, as soon as it posts, you know I'm going to be on it. But until then, to wet your whistle, a bit of a long shot, a huge long shot. Give me Matt Breida, most rushing yards, plus 1,600.
That's a good bet.
And
Let me ask you this though.
so this is the scenario how I see it. I see San Francisco kind of being more involved in the running game. I see Damian Williams doing most of his damage in the receiving game. I see
Okay.
Coleman kind of being banged up, not doing a lot. And I see Kansas City either loading up for Mostert or Mostert not having as big of game as people think, or just him having I mean,
feel
he
like
had such a huge game, huge regression candidate. But Matt Breida, he's a guy, he's had big games. He had big games early. I think this is Matt Breida's time to shine.
I mean, we should, and I can transition over because I don't remember which one you had for Tevin Coleman, which under you played.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Was it carries? Was it yardage?
I think I was under on. Do we give that out in the San Francisco?
I don't recall, but so the options for Coleman, because now it's seeming more and more like he may be okay, but they may not use him a ton. It's becoming less of a he seems like he'll be okay, and now he's hoping to play. If you're hoping to play, you're not saying, or if you're going to play, you're not saying you're hoping to play.
No.
I think the way you take advantage of this is you play that you just play the Coleman under 6.5 rushes, because the yardage is 37.
Oh, that's what it was. It was
Okay.
it was under 6.5 carries.
So yardage is 37.5, but it's minus 175. No touchdown, minus 265. I'm gonna hop on that, Sean. I'm gonna go Coleman under 6.5 carries as well with you, because I don't think we'll cash this if he's inactive, and I think he's gonna be inactive.
Yeah, I
Sources close to the situation.
Yeah, and look in because there's a lot of times if it's one of those things where if they don't play, then it's not active. But still, it's still worth playing for me because maybe there's a chance he suits up, but he doesn't actually have any carries, which then I think usually the prop bets pay out.
I think it depends on the book, but I think some books it requires that you play a snap. So, stay tuned. But I think that's worth investing in just because it feels very much like he's not going to be involved.
Yeah, and
although his coach loves him, I just don't see it. Sean?
And maybe they'll give him a couple snaps just for the fact to say, like, hey, you played in the Super Bowl, but not actually give him a huge workload.
That's the angle. Tevin Coleman, coach likes him. Coach brought him there. He wants that bonus check.
Yeah, I think he'll.
Maybe you get a bigger bonus.
I wouldn't
if
be
you
surprised. I think he'll be on the active roster, but I think he'll be used in emergency situations or maybe if someone gets hurt, whatever. I just don't think he's going to be a part of the game plan.
Got it.
Next up for me, next prop, and maybe I'll be super pissed when he scores a 1-yard touchdown, but give me Blake Bell first reception. Yards, his first reception, the yards over 1.5.
Okay.
He just needs a 2-yard catch. My boy Blake Bell can do it. He will be used on the goal line, so that kind of scares me, the 1.5. But Blake Bell over 1.5 for the first reception. Lock that up. I'm going big on Blake Bell.
Well, again, it's like we planned this out because you just hand me the baton so I can talk about the next one, which is shortest touchdown over 1.5 yards plus 130.
Really? Because I know, I think it was the one guy on
Happens all the time.
Sal's podcast loves playing the 1-yard touchdown. You're zigging, Ryan, where everyone's zagging.
Here's the angle. I actually came to this prop looking into the over-under on longest penalty being 15.5 yards. And I started thinking about, am I going to see a pass interference in this? And I was a little nervous to play the under on that yardage prop for the penalty because I think we might see a pass interference. I don't think we're going to see a PI in the end zone, so that removes the ability to put the ball in the 1-yard line there. The Chiefs aren't a team that's getting stiffed at the 1 very often. It's usually penalty that brings them to the 1. The Niners, on the other hand, I'm a little worried, but again, they have been scoring touchdowns that aren't exactly. I think the over under for longest or for first touchdown is like 12.5 yards. So I'm coming to the conclusion that I'm not going to be rooting for PI in the end zone because that's not American, and I'm going to be rooting for shortest touchdown to be over 1.5 yards plus 130.
Wow, Ryan, really going against the grain.
I'm zigging.
Ryan, you could be zagging. A lot of people are going to a sportsbook to place their bets. You could be owning your own sportsbook. All you got to do, go to aceperhead.com/SGP, aceperhead.com/SGP. Get started today. Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free. You want to book your own Super Bowl action?
Yes.
All you got to do is set up an account over at aceperhead.com/SGP. Top-notch customer support. Some of the sharpest lines in the industry. Mobile gaming. In-game betting. Man, 2020 is the year to start your own sportsbook. Do it today. aceperhead.com/SGP. Set you up with a super professional betting site. Get started in minutes over at aceperhead.com.
Nice job, Sean.
Thank you, Ryan. It's always good to have teammate help you out with the read. Ryan, I'm doing the first TD prop right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed mine. I should have done it in chronological order. All right, go ahead.
And I'm going to be doing this.
How many are you throwing
4.
out? All right, so you're taking my quarter unit model.
I'm taking your quarter unit model. All praise to Ryan Real Money Kramer. I'm taking your quarter unit model. Going to put a quarter unit on each one of these guys. First up,
Showtime Mahomes.
Ooh.
I love him being involved in the running game. We gave out over rushing yards earlier in the Super Bowl week of podcasts. Plus 2,000. Patrick Mahomes.
That's fun.
Another one. Back the Brinks truck up because a $20 wager on Blake Bell to have the first touchdown pays out $1,000 just for this big ass, Blake Bell to catch a touchdown. Give it to me. Plus 5,000 for Bell. Next one I like.
I love how Blake Bell's the guy. This is
I always got to lean into one
it's
guy.
a little Tariq Cohen.
He's gonna be, and I'm going over to DraftKings, and I'm gonna say fuck it and have Blake Bell captain, even if it's not gonna cash. Just spiritually, it feels like the right thing to do. Blake Bell. The other guy I like Mecole Hardman plus 1,700 on the KC podcast. We talked about how we love his speed, the over on his receiving yards to break a big play. Yeah. He's at plus 1,700. And then, of course, the guy I've been loving on San Francisco, who I think is going to kind of have the biggest impact, Breida, plus 1,600 in the rushing game. I think with Coleman out, Mostert's probably the guy they give it to on the goal line, but maybe they mix things up and they go Breida at plus 1,600. Worth a gamble, Matt Breida.
Well, let me get my quarter units out, Sean, because I did the same exact thing. All right.
Not the same exact players.
No, I broke up my units so I can give the DGen only clients each four full quarter units. I actually zagged here too, Sean. I figured a lot of people would be taking the running backs for the 49ers and playing the chalk for the Chiefs. So what did I do? Give me Mecole Hardman at 20-1. I'm going to pair him with Sammy Watkins at 16-1.
Oh, so wait, I had it at 1,700. It must have adjusted, but
yeah, I was going to say.
All right.
I'm looking at my bookie right now.
No, I wrote this down earlier.
So I did copy you a little bit, but for the 49ers, I'm not going any running backs. I thought about going Kittle because 10-1 seems a bit low.
Really?
For George Kittle.
That feels like, yeah.
But you know what? I'll keep Kittle.
Kittle at 10-1. Yeah, and
Kittle
at
10-1.
I was going to put on Kittle, but
Kittle 10-1, Bourne 20-1. I was going to go Bourne and Sanders, but I'll leave Sanders off. I'm very invested in him already. Yeah, those are the guys. I think it will come as a passing touchdown. So you can play that a different way, or you can stay tuned to later in this podcast.
Oh, wow. Stay tuned, baby. All right, Ryan, this is one we give it out all the time. A tradition unlike any other. But give me Patrick Mahomes first pass incomplete and Jimmy G first pass incomplete and parlay those props together. Mahomes first pass incomplete, plus 165. It's gone up. I think we talked about it earlier in the week at plus 160. It's now up to plus 165. Jimmy G was also at plus 160. It's now up to plus 190.
Wow.
One of those are going to hit. If
Does
both hit, you're really going to cash, but one of those will hit, and it's a great EV, as those fucking gambling nerds say.
Great EV. Sean,
Yes.
how many let's do some accounting. I've given you
You should have 2
8.
props remaining, Ryan.
Are we doing 10 or 12?
All right.
I have like 10 more props, but I'm
All
just
right.
filtering.
Let's do 12. Fuck it. It
All
is
right.
the Super Bowl.
Let's move on. This one, I'm actually going to be fading Mahomes in this one. Mahomes under 36.5 pass attempts. Sean, this opened
Showtime, Mahomes.
as high as 38.5, which was super high. Guess how many games he went over that total in the regular season? Don't remember. He missed some games. So
Yeah.
in all of his games this year, how many did he go over?
3.
6.
6. Okay.
Has not gone over since week 14, and he attempted 35 passes in both of his playoff games. I think this number is a touch high, especially if, like I believe, they're winning the game. I think there's going to be some big chunk plays, so I'm going Mahomes. And that's the thing. They scored a lot of points with Mahomes going under this total repeatedly. So I love this spot. Give me Mahomes under 36.5 pass attempts. That's a fun one, too.
Yeah.
Because now I'm literally I don't know how I root for this one. This one I just have to stow away and forget about.
Yeah, you really can't think too much about that one. All right, next one I'm going to give out. Give me Jimmy G pass attempts under 29.5 at minus 120.
Okay.
Even in the way I see this game going, where they're going to try and pass him more, for him to get to 30, it's really a stretch. If you look at some of his game logs, like, he doesn't really get up to 30 that often. And also, the way I see the game going, I think it's like a possession thing. And maybe I'm better off just taking time of possession.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
I think
But they're favored pretty heavily. I think they're minus 160 on time of possession.
yeah, so this is I think it's minus 120, close to even money. Last 4 games.
What was the number, Sean?
29.5. So last 4 games, 27, 22, 19, and 8 attempts. Then he had before that 2 games where he was over 30, but then before that 2 games, 20, 21. There was a little chunk there where he was going over in the middle of the season, but under 29.5 feels like a strong play here.
6 out of 18 games they went over.
Yeah.
And only twice in the past 8 weeks.
Yep. Love it. I mean, Jimmy G under passing attempts, 29.5 feels great.
All right, Sean.
What do you got next, Kramer?
Let's go to halftime.
Ooh-wee.
Who's got the Super Bowl this year, Sean?
Fox.
Who's the play-by-play guy for Fox?
Troy Buck.
Troy Buck. He contributed.
Joe Buck and Troy
Joe
Aikman.
Buck?
I've created a character there.
Well, I think they're Joe Bucking every halftime when we don't see them on camera. Joe Buck, who collaborated with Randy Moss to create one of the greatest drops.
Yes.
And what could be better than us?
That is a disgusting act.
Than us getting that drop refreshed during the halftime show as
Ooh.
Shakira and or J-Lo twerk on stage. I got to read the fine print here because Shakira shakes her ass, and good luck winning the argument with me that that's not twerking. Plus 200 says they twerk. I looked up what a twerk is, Sean. It is defined as just a ass-shaking motion where you move your ass up and down. My bookie's in trouble here. There will be twerking.
We're going to put him out of business, Ryan.
Plus 200. Come on. I couldn't believe that. And just imagine Joe Buck having to watch that disgusting act.
The disgusting act of shaking your hips up and down. It's so gross.
Literally, her catchphrase is her hips don't lie.
Yeah.
And you're
know
giving
those
me
hips are going to be shaking. They're going to be bumping up against something.
You're giving me 2-1 on Shakira, and then you're going to sprinkle in Jenny from the block? She knows how to throw it down.
Yeah, and they're gonna want to.
Her name is J Lo because she gets low.
I don't really think that. I don't know if that's 100% where that comes from, Ryan.
Prove it.
That's great. That's a great point. All right, what prop do I have next? I got total number of people to an attempt to pass over 2.5 plus 115.
I was gonna throw that one in there, but that one hit the cutting room floor.
We've been dancing around this for a while here, where we think that someone else besides one of the quarterbacks is going to throw a pass. One of the quarterbacks could get injured.
Yeah.
I think they love all the shine that Doug Peterson got for the Philly special.
Oh yeah.
They want the the barbecue special. They want the I don't know, what does San Francisco have? Homeless people, unfortunately, special. Whatever you're known for in your city, the Philly special. I think there's gonna be an urge to do something tricky to kind of outsmart the other guy.
Yep.
Someone else besides one of the two quarterbacks throws a pass, or even a fake punt, right? Even something like that, if it's not a Philly special type play, or if someone gets hurt, God forbid. You have a lot of different ways to get to here. It's plus 115. Give that to me all day.
I mean, again, if you can find a Sammy Watkins to attempt a pass prop, that's the way to go. On that topic, because you're talking about people to throw a pass, there are props on how many people will attempt to rush. And, I'm not going to that prop, but this play could dictate that as if we were to see a backup. Now, I don't believe that a backup quarterback will finish the game with the kneel. That's Patrick Mahomes' job. That's Jimmy G's job. So I don't think it will impact those 4.5 totals. But what I went to is game ends with a quarterback kneel because it's only minus 180. It's only minus 180.
Wow. Yeah, I guess Hail Mary is the other way it usually ends.
Think about it. How often? I mean, that's the only way it doesn't end in a quarterback kneel. Sure, there could be other weird ways, but to me, I thought this would be priced at like minus 300. So I'm going. Give me the game ends with a quarterback kneel. Was that number 11, Sean?
Yeah, you may have been. Well, no, I think I've given out 10. Yeah,
right,
you
so
probably.
I gave out my 11th. You're on your 11th now.
Yes, and but before we do that, Ryan, in a festive mood. Oh no, what is this? Breaking news! It is a pubic service announcement for Manscaped. That's right. Fire up the lawnmower, the 3.0, coming out of the garage. Time to say goodbye to that jungle of pubes you got going on there. If you're hanging out, Super Bowl party, maybe you're a single guy. Maybe you're going to meet the next Mrs. whatever your last name is. You want to get that. You want to be ready to go at a moment's notice, okay? You just, much like the Super Bowl, you got to put the prep in before the big day. And I think that same applies to men who groom. You got to put in the time and do it with the Lawnmower 3.0. Again, if you use the Lawnmower 2.0, like I did, the transition to 3.0, completely easy. You get a nice boost on the RPMs, 7,000 RPMs with the Quiet Stroke technology. Again, I use the Quiet Stroke technology sometimes when my wife's watching TV in the other room. Let's not forget about that charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud, baby. Yeah. If you have a dorm room and put the Manscaped out there, see? If we end up hooking up, you're going to be involved with the guy who takes care of himself. Manscaped.com, promo code SGP. As always, your balls. And we will thank you. Manscaped.com, promo code SGP. 20% off and free shipping.
Sean, you showed up a little early today. I said, hold on. I'm taking care of some stuff. I was in the middle of mowing the lawn.
Oh, my God.
You didn't even know. It was that quiet.
I didn't realize I was on the other side of a garage door of 7,000 RPMs.
Yes, sir.
Of Quiet Stroke technology. All right, so my 11th prop, Ryan. God, we've given out so many bets. Again, went to the prop builder. This guy, because sometimes just taking the over isn't enough.
No.
Sometimes if you have a big position on a guy or a situation.
I love when I have a big position on a guy.
Whether it's over or under, why not extend it? You know, Artie Lang always used to talk about those fire bets where like every point over or under, you're betting $1,000, and let's say the over hits by 15 points, you get $15,000. It's a fire bet. the prop builder, kind of a similar thing where you're taking the market sets a position on Damian Williams receiving yards, and you know it's too low, but you're not happy with just taking the over on that. You gotta get a little more invested. So give me Damian Williams at least 50 receiving yards plus 180. This guy's an athletic guy. You know, Andy Reid loves the screen game. Again, I think that's where the yak yards are going to be have with Kelsey and with Damian Williams. Easy completions, keep them on the field, keep San Francisco off the field. It's just kind of how I see the game rolling. It just factors into a lot of my plays. So yeah, give me Damian Williams 50 receiving yards.
I like that one. I am a little worried it's gonna be another guy, but I do like that one. Sean, I thought it'd be silly if we didn't hit the Gatorade color, right? Is that what I throw in here last? Because
sure, Ryan,
I did a little scouting.
Okay. All right. As long as you've done some scouting, then I'm all for it.
What color do you think the Gatorade would be for Andy Reid and the Chiefs for the AFC Championship?
They dumped it in the AFC Championship? Mm-hmm. See, that makes me feel less good about it. You got to act like you've been there before. But I'll say
I think
orange.
both teams did. Pretty sure both teams did. I was able to find yellow. Yellow is the answer. Yellow, lime, green is plus 250. That is the OG of OG colors, right? People are going to get thrown off the scent because they're like, well, both teams are red. So I need to pick red. You see it by the price. Red is plus 135. That is absolutely incorrect and thus creating great value. So much value that I think you could even bet clear/water at 3-1 just to hedge. Take two bets. But I'm going to throw out lime, green, yellow plus 250. That is my official.
Locking it up.
So yellow/lime/green. I get all those colors. Plus 250 is the wager. Let's effing go.
Let's fucking go.
Man. Getting fatigued.
Okay, right.
Too much Super Bowl talk.
There's never such a thing. This is a little bit of an onions play. I'm giving you some onions, okay? I'm giving you a little.
Oh no! Tearing up.
Okay, this one is a random kicking prop. I have not given out a kicking prop yet, but here it is.
Good for you.
Either team makes a field goal in the second quarter. Ryan, guess what that would be priced at? The yes/no on that.
I don't know. All right, so each team.
No, either team. Just a team to.
There has to be a field goal made in each quarter.
That's how I'm reading it. No. Either team makes field goal in second quarter. So just someone to hit a.
So any field goal in the second quarter,
you're screwed. Or you win.
So I'm guessing you're betting the no. The Chiefs, surprisingly, I think that's the Chiefs' highest scoring quarter is the second quarter, I believe, this year.
Oh, I thought Danny was saying third, but yeah.
I could be wrong. I thought I saw that stat. I'm going to guess that the yes is like way juiced up more than you would think. Maybe minus 180.
Yes is minus 300.
Whoa.
No is plus 240.
Wow, okay.
That
end of half field goal. That's what that's about.
What's up?
End of half.
2 minute warning. I know what I'm up against, but at 240, I like that price. Give me that price all day. Either team makes a field goal. No, plus 240. Man, it probably won't hit, but at plus 240, I love the rooting interest. These are teams that like to go for it.
I mean, that definitely would fit into the correlated with like largest lead over 16.5 and some other things where they're going for it because they need the points. They're down big already. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I get the pricing, but it's probably a little bit like the will there be 3 unanswered scores where it just seems like a good bet. But I in this matchup, I'm okay with that. I was very hesitant to take any overs in the kickers, the 8.5 points, stuff like that, because I'm worried there aren't going to be a ton of field goals.
Yeah, I think it's going to be less field goals, more touchdowns. So I like total on field goals, that kind of stuff. I would kind of take the under on total field goals made.
Yeah, I would probably rather just take over on touchdowns and just not get involved. I think you can do the 5.5 touchdown prop is where I would go instead, because the total is what, 54.5.
Yes.
So just do some basic math, right? That's 7 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So what do you think they're going to get? Only 5 touchdowns and 7 field goals? Probably not. So I like, if I'm going to play that angle on the game, I would probably go that route and just take over 5.5 touchdowns, or even the over 6. I've seen over 6.5. I think too is a fun one.
Are you ready, Ryan?
Yes.
Are you ready for the announcement of our official Super Bowl picks when it comes to the team we think is going to win and the total amount of points scored in the game? Let's take one final look over at mybookie.ag for the updated lines. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs -110, -1.5, +1.5, -110 for the 49ers the other way. San Francisco 49ers money line +100. Chiefs money line -120. The total sitting at 54.5. Little value on the under there at -105, over -115. Kramer, I'll go to you.
I'm looking at my screen, and you know what my screen says?
Yes.
Kansas City 41, San Francisco 21. Lock that shit up.
Wow.
I thought about 38-21, but I wanted to have the Chiefs scoring 40 points. The Cardinals are mustering in the high 20s. I really just think Kansas City's going to get loose.
Ryan?
I'm chalky as fuck. Over. Favorite.
My dad texts me.
Mahomes MVP.
My dad texts me. He goes, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go Chiefs and the over. Andy Reid gets the monkey off his back, and the Kansas City Chiefs are crowned Super Bowl champions for Super Bowl 54 in a somewhat close game. Kansas City 31, San Francisco 21. However, my official play is Kansas City money line at -120 and the under 54.5.
Playing the under. Nice.
Yeah, because
cute.
I just think
that's cute. No, I like it.
The more I think about it, I mean, that low 50s sounds about right to me. I think it's going to be right up on the edge, but it's not going to go over. So Kansas City 31, San Francisco 21. I feel much better about Kansas City as a whole. And honestly, at -120, you're getting a 1.5 basically instead of -1.5 at -110. I mean, I really wouldn't touch the spread unless you're going.
But even today, if you like the Chiefs, you can bet Mahomes. You should have listened to me a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
At +140, you can still get Mahomes at +100.
Yeah, to me, it's not worth that 20 cents juice, but maybe it is. Maybe that's
who's winning the MVP if the Chiefs win, and it's not named Mahomes.
Yeah, I guess if it's
this is a guy on
when
the
it
rise.
was at 160, 150, I loved it, but now that it's almost even, I'm just not going to overthink it. I'll take the money.
I will say the interesting thing is, if you do like the Niners, forget the Niners money line. You could sprinkle a couple people on the MVP prop. Garoppolo 350, Mostert 700, Kittle 18-1.
Yeah,
Nick Bosa 16-1.
Wow, because I'm seeing
Emmanuel Sanders 60-1.
I've seen some really high numbers there for Bosa MVP.
It's come down clearly.
Yeah, it must be getting some action. But I think if you like San Francisco, just take Jimmy G, Super Bowl MVP, maybe Mostert, maybe no, don't. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to imagine if I like San Francisco, but you're right. There is a lot of value on those.
If Emmanuel
MVP
Sanders
bets
has,
if you like San Francisco,
if Emmanuel Sanders has 9 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they win the game 24-21, is he the MVP, or is it Garoppolo?
Yeah, I mean,
it's always the quarterbacks. I think the San Francisco, there's a chance it's the defensive guy, but let's remind you of what happened in the 2008 Super Bowl where the Giants beat the Patriots. Eli Manning got the MVP trophy, even though Justin Tuck had 2 sacks, a forced fumble, a recovered fumble.
Well, it was really just that last drive that he earned the MVP.
No. But I'm just saying Nick Bosa would have to have a monster game.
Yeah,
so
and really, truthfully, I think if it's close and if it's close and San Francisco wins, I kind of think Jimmy G gets it because it really is tough for these other guys to really kind of separate themselves when it comes to the value of the game. Plus, Jimmy G, all these writers have a hard-on for him. They love the story. They love the idea that it's like
a baby fucking wheel, man.
They love that it was someone that Belichick anointed. It makes so much sense.
It's the weirdest thing ever. It's the weird, like, Patriots fans were like, yeah, I'm going to root for Jimmy G. Yeah, he's our guy. Come on, dude. He's not your guy. He's not on your team. It's really objective.
Again, pregame Periscope kicking off 2:00 Pacific, 5:00 East, and it's on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. If you want a lighter, Ryan, take a shot of you, a photo, send it in to us. You know how to find us. Of you,
safe for work photo.
Yeah, exactly. Of you enjoying the pregame Periscope at your Super Bowl party. And we'll hook you up with some lighters and maybe some other merch. Whatever. We'll figure it out. What else to give? sgpn.io/SB Squares. That's where you can print out your square grid. And, of course, info on how to submit your 5-star review. sgpn.io/SB Party for Super Bowl Party. That's where you get your party prop sheet where you can print it out. It has like 15 yes-nos. That you can send. Another fun way to run a pool for people that are hanging out. Shitload of posts and content over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Yes, Kramer.
As we're talking, I get a Slack message pops up. Not the Sports Gambling Podcast Slack space. This is my work Slack space. Completely off topic and not work related. Who would you pick for the Super Bowl and the over-under?
Tell them your pick is over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Great time to say thanks to the listeners, guys. As always, appreciate it. Winding down the football season. Love you guys spreading the word on social media. Appreciate the support when it comes to the sponsors. Again, Books.com, promo code SGP, aceperhead.com/SGP, DraftKings.com, promo code SGP, MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP, and of course, PropSwap.com, promo code SGP. Those are ways to help keep this content train alive, keep it free, keep #DGens only out there running around, creating mayhem, and letting loose for Super Bowl 54. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I am Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Sean, for the clients.
Kramer. Let it ride.